Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Bonjour. Today I'll be teaching you lesson number 9, French lessons. And today, in my lesson number 9, I'll be probably teaching you all the continuation of some sentences which we can use in daily life. For example, you could say, I don't understand, I don't know, je ne comprends pas, and je ne sais pas. These types of sentences. And I know these are really long sentences and are difficult to learn, but I'll be teaching you just 6 sentences today, and in my next lesson I'll be teaching you something else. So let's get started. And if you want to know some more easy and simple sentences, you can go back to my lesson number 7, and in my lesson number 7 there are part 1 and part 2, so you can see both of them so that you know what I'm talking about. Thank you, and now let's get started. Now, our first word is je ne comprends pas. Now, its meaning is over here, which means I don't understand or I do not understand. And the way we pronounce this sentence is je ne comprends pas. Now, the reason you do not pronounce these letters because there is no E at it, like at the end. And even though if there was an E, you wouldn't pronounce it. You would just pronounce the last letter. Because you only pronounce the words which has an accent mark on it. Like if an E is having an accent mark on it at the end, then you would pronounce the E. But now there is no E in this, and no accent mark on an E, so you will not pronounce these consonants. You will just pronounce it till no. Je ne comprends pas, and you might want to add a little bit sound of de, but not a full de, like of D. So you will say je ne comprends pas, which means I don't understand. Now, our second line is je ne sais pas, and here's the same reason why you do not pronounce the S, because it doesn't have an E, and most of it doesn't have an accent mark on it. So I hope that makes sense to you now, and this topic I'll talk about it later in my further lessons if you want it in more detailed way. So this is the second line, which means I don't know. So if you don't know anything in French, you can, like, if you don't know anything and you want to answer that I don't know, so you can say je ne sais pas. And if you are looking for how to pronounce it, because sometimes when we speak in the video, the person who is listening to the video do not understand it. So that's the reason why I write the pronunciation part. So you say it je ne sais pas. I hope that's pretty clear to you. So now let's move to the third line. Okay, now here's our third sentence. And I know it's pretty long, but you know, when you say it again and again, you get it on the tongue and on the brain. So whenever you want to say this line, can I go to the drinking fountain, you can say this. So it's just that how much you practice and how much you speak at home. Now the third sentence is est-ce que je peux aller à la fontaine? Which means, can I go to the drinking fountain? And here's the pronunciation. Now in this you might see bricked letters, and I've written it that way because that, you know, it's simple to understand what you are saying and then writing in the pronunciation form. So I usually do not speak this because that is not the way I was taught. Well, you can, but I prefer it not saying the k part. So I just say s k and then skip this k and then just say je peux aller à la fontaine. Now, I hope that's pretty clear to you. And so let's go to our fourth sentence. Now I really thought that I should put this in because this is the most common sentence which everyone asks in a class or in a meeting. And yes, this is like est-ce que je peux aller au toilette, which means can I go to the washroom? And the pronunciation part is below the meaning of the sentence in English, which is est-ce que je peux aller au toilette? So I hope that you understood it. Now let's go to the next sentence. This is a pretty short sentence, so well, it's easy to remember it. So this is comment dites-on, which means how do you say, and then I forgot to put the dot part. So when you say comment dites-on, I put the dot so that you can put anything you wish to put in it. Like for example, if you want to say how do you say crayon, which means pencil. So if you want to say comment dites-on crayon, or if you're writing, you can just say comment dites-on crayon or crayon. If you do not know, well, obviously you will ask this question when you do not know how to say the French word or how to say any other word. So you would say comment dites-on, and then you'll fill in this dot with the part which you do not know how to say. So the starting point will be this, and then the ending will be whatever you do not know how to say and you want to know how to say that part. So let's get to the next sentence. Now this is our second last sentence, which is comment écrit-on. And in this also you do not pronounce the T, you just say it till écrit, so which means how do you write. So if you want to write something and you do not know how to write it, so you just ask comment écrit-on. Sorry, comment écrit-on. And the last is, okay, so now this is the last one, but it is still a really important one to understand. So in this one it says comment appelle-t-on. And now what does this mean is how do you spell, and it does not mean how do you say. Now most people think that the spell and say are mostly similar things. No, it's not. So when you spell it, you say it like, you spell it like if it's crayon in French, then you say K-R-A-Y-O-N. Like you spell this in French. Or if you want to spell your name, suppose my name is Kanishka, and if I want to spell my name in French, then I would say K-A-N-E-S-H-K-A. But if someone says, how do you say? Then you would say it and not spell it. Suppose if someone wants to just say this, so you would just say crayon. And when you ask how do you say comment dites-on. And when you ask how do you spell, you ask comment appelle-t-on. So I really hope that you understood the difference, because I think many people make this mistake, and because like this is way too similar, and well, of course the native French speakers do not make these mistakes, because it is like this language is for them, which they know, like they're born with it. So for example, the Americans are born with English language, they speak English like that. So they obviously remember the rules and how to say these things, but we have to learn these rules, and yes, it is important to learn these rules, all of them. Hello everyone, welcome back. So I hope that you understood all of those things, and please forgive me if I made any mistake in those, because well, I'm still learning, and I think that what's most important, I'm explaining them to you the way how I was explained in my classes. And I think this video is gone too for so long, so I think it's time to pay my greetings. So thank you, and please like, subscribe and share my video, and thank you for watching my video. Bye bye.